there's hundreds of different factors that actually Google considers when ranking your website. Within the SEO community, on the different forums and on Twitter, we are constantly debating between ourselves about what's more important. You know, do we add certain tags in certain places? Do we make sure all our backlinks are followed? Like, how do we link pages within the website? We're always debating this. Now, Google has hundreds and hundreds of factors, most of which we don't really know. But some of them, and the most important factors, are listed above. I'm going to go through these really quickly, but what I would encourage you to do is Google them to understand further. And you can also ask me more questions as I'm going through. So content quality is the most simple one. Actually, I think what's important to think about is that Google is really clever, and what they're trying to optimize for is relevancy. So if you make your website easy, if you make your website good for the human, you'll make it good for Google. So make sure that you're not deceiving your users, offering lots of high value content. So content that answers people's questions, making sure that your website is easy to understand, easy to navigate. The content is easily findable and relevant to what you're trying to rank for. So content quality is the first thing, and that's simply a case of, is the content, whether that's media, text, videos, or anything else, is it of high quality? Because if it's low quality or spam, Google can recognize that and will penalize you for it. Content uniqueness. So basically, if you have duplicate content, so if you're copying from other people and you stick it on your own website, that can also be a factor. Ideally, you don't want duplicate content anywhere. However, there are times when that can work, but it's very specific. Making sure that everything's crawlable, which literally means making sure that Google can understand how, making sure that Google can actually read your website. Mobile optimized site, more and more people. In fact, I think the majority of the web now is actually navigated on mobiles. So making sure that your website is mobile optimized is really important. And you can do that with a bunch of different tools, including Google Search Console, which is my personal favorite. Number of backlinks is obviously another factor. If you have 10,000 backlinks, that's an indicator telling Google that you have some level of quality. My apologies here. Trying to load everything so that you guys can see it. And I can read it at the same time. I'm going to go through these and then I'm going to answer that question. So yeah, mobile optimized website, number of backlinks, but also backlink quality. If you get a backlink from a dodgy website or a website that sells spam, then Google's going to see they're linking to your website, and it's going to play a factor as part of their how they think about your website. So you want high quality backlinks from really great websites that receive lots of traffic and have lots of credibility. My favorite are like government websites, education, .gov is great, .edu is great, .ac is great. I'm not sure what the American academic top-level domain is, but anything from any of those websites have a big impact. Anchor text is the text that people use to link to your website. So, for example, if someone links back to my agency as Startups, that will benefit the brand a bit more. But if they write growth marketing agency and that's the link, then Google will think to themselves, oh, okay, so these keywords are relevant to the presentation, to the website. Keyword usage, so how many keywords are on your website. However, this one is difficult because you don't want too many, otherwise you'll be spammy, and you don't want too few because then Google won't think it's an important keyword. Google Rank Brain, actually that's something for another day. That's far too detailed for today. Search intent match, which is basically how relevant your website is to what people were searching. Content freshness, how frequently it was updated, because if it's updated in 2009, it might not be as relevant as it is today. And also site loading speed, and this is a really important factor. The faster your website loads, the more, the higher, well, as a factor, it will rank. A backlink. A backlink is a link from another website. Sorry, if you can ask all your questions in the Q&A, that will make my life a lot easier. A backlink is a link from another website to your website. So it's simply a case of like, if we go to Wikipedia and we see every one of these is what's called a hyperlink. So you get internal, which is when you link within your website to another web page on your website. And then you also have external, which is when you click on a link and then it takes you to another website.